Well, hello there. First of all, a very big hello out to Lacey Green. Thanks for the idea about the time capsule, Lacey. I think it's a fabulous idea, and I'm more than happy to participate and contribute. My name is Paul, and I've been living in the UK for the past 20 years, and so the first question I would ask myself in 5 years' time is, do you still live in Britain? Or have you gone back to the good old US of A? If you have gone back to America, why? Was it because of work? Did it have something to do with family? My parents are both getting on. My dad is probably not going to make it to the end of the year, and so there might be a chance you move back to spend time with him, or perhaps just to hang out at home with your family and friends from California. If so, did you move back because you had to or because you wanted to? That's a question which is pretty relevant. And if you haven't moved, I hope that while you've been in the UK, you've managed to get some good traveling in. Have you been to Egypt yet? Did you go to the big Kumbh Mela in India a couple of years ago? And if you didn't go, you deserve to have a boot put right up your backside, Paul, because that's a goal you've had since before the year 2000. But you should have done a lot of traveling, and if you haven't done a lot of traveling, I would like to know why not. By the time you look at this again in 2014, the kids will have been long since grown up. Hopefully they've graduated from university by now. Hopefully they've got good jobs and are happy in their personal life, whether they've got a partner or not. And what about you, Paul? Are you still single after all this time? I've been single for the past sort of 3 years, or four. That's 4 years now, since me and P broke up, and pretty much been single more or less the whole time as far as serious relationships go. And I would hope like hell that the next 4 or 5 years don't go like the last 4 or 5 years as far as your romantic life is concerned. Do yourself a favor and try and find someone decent who's compatible, who's not going to do your head in if you haven't already got one. If you haven't already got one, why the hell not? Love's like the most important thing in your life, and if you've just been bouncing around from one woman to the next looking for Mrs. Right and haven't managed to find her, Paul, maybe it's time to give up on romance and head around the world or something, because honestly, mate, there's no reason. You're a perfectly decent human being, and if you can't find someone who thinks so, fuck them. Alright? A little bit of advice for myself. I should listen to myself more often. Anyway, what else? I haven't had a car for the past 20 years, and a lot of people can't comprehend that. But I rely on public transport and haven't had much of a problem, even though I live in a relatively rural area. Anyway, but yeah, have you got a car? If so, what kind of car? What made you decide to get it? How long have you had it? Etc., etc. But the main question I would ask myself in 5 years' time, I'm sure, is how much traveling have you done? Because that's my main primary goal for myself. That, obviously, and sorting out some kind of accomplice, partner, companion. Romance is really important to me, and so is passion and compassion and companionship. And I really hope that by the time you've looked at this, you've been with the same someone for a good long time, and that you're happy with the situation, and that they think you're the bomb. All right. Anyway, right. So, what else can I say? Have you still got Buster and Murphy, the two little dogs? By now, they'd be, I suppose, 11 years old, and they're probably all gray hair and slobbery by now. And what about Vaisha, your lovely, beautiful kitty? Is she still around? Hopefully, she hasn't been run over by a car or anything, and I'm sure you'll have her for a long, long time. What about the wider world, though? What's the situation like? Have you succumbed to the whole ID card thing in the UK? You promised yourself that you were not going to submit to an unjust law. Did you, in the end, have to submit? You know, what about the surveillance society in the UK? Has it gotten better or worse? Do you feel more free or less free since you posted this video 5 years ago? If you feel less free, what the hell are you still doing in Britain? All right? Anyway, I think that's probably all I've got. Just, the usual stuff. Have aliens landed? If so, did you manage to get there in time? Is E.T. your new roommate, etc., etc.? I kind of really hope that aliens land in the next 5 years, but I've been hoping that my whole life, I think I've overdosed on Star Trek far too long. Anyway, I guess that's my time capsule. Thanks again, Lacey, for the idea. And to anyone who watched, I hope you enjoyed what you saw. Meanwhile, this has Got That Funk. I'm off. Ciao.